around the NFL. Here's Shea Norley. Shea?
I'm very excited, Hoodie.
Socks?
Draft week.
Oh.
Tomorrow, I will have 3 different Bears mock drafts. I have one where the Bears stand pat, one where they trade up, and one where they trade down. Today, I have the official stamp on it, snorling, full first-round mock draft. Are you excited?
I'm ready. I'm just getting the yellow pad ready. Thank you for stretching. All right.
Let's get
here
after
we
it.
Let's go.
I don't have any big surprises early. At number 1, the Chicago Bears select quarterback out of USC, Caleb Williams. Everybody knows. Number 2, the Washington Commanders select quarterback out of LSU, Jaden Daniels, which also feels telegraphed. Number 3 is where things get a little interesting.
Okay.
Because the news yesterday that Elliott Wolf is running point on potentially trading the 3rd pick for the Patriots, and Jonathan Kraft is in the room for final decision making. Ultimately, I think what this is Robert Kraft has his son in there as a proxy to say, if somebody offers you the moon and the stars, we can move this pick. If not, take Drake May. And at number 3, the New England Patriots stay and select quarterback North Carolina, Drake May.
Okay, perfect.
Number 4, listening to Adam Schefter this morning on Unsportsmanlike, it just sounds like the cost for a team to move up is going to be too high. We know the GM of the Cardinals, Ossenfort, as Breer said, he doesn't just have a gun on you, like he's holding you at gunpoint in any offer. I have a feeling nobody's going to meet their ask, and they're just going to stay and select wide receiver out of Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison. Okay.
Number 5. I don't think the Chargers make this pick. I have a trade. Minnesota gets a little nervous, gets a little scared. They don't want the Giants getting J.J. McCarthy, so they move picks 11 and 23 to go up to number 5, where they select quarterback out of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy, Chargers.
No, J.J. McCarthy, Vikings.
From the Chargers.
From the Chargers. The
Got it.
Chargers now have picks 11 and 23.
Okay.
The Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver out of LSU.
Malik Neighbors to the Giants. Did you hear that?
I heard Malik Neighbors.
No premium quarterback. I feel like
he needs to get Neighbors.
The Ball is the guy, the head coach for the Giants. The Ball, okay. That's exactly right. He needs him. Needs a wide receiver of some distinction, okay. Neighbors for the Ball, okay. Go ahead, number 7.
Number 7, no surprise, Titans select Joe Alt, tackle out of Notre Dame.
Alt.
And number 8, people are starting to talk like the Falcons could select a quarterback. I don't think there's going to be a surprise here. The Falcons take edge rusher out of Alabama, Dallas Turner. And number 9, the Chicago Bears pick up the phone. Somebody's getting a little desperate. Cincinnati wants another weapon for Joe Burrow. Cincinnati offers 18, their 2nd round pick, and a 2025 4th round pick to move up and select Brock Bowers.
Bowers. And you say who's doing this? Atlanta?
Cincinnati
Cincinnati's
moves
doing it.
up, trades with Chicago, and Cincinnati gets Bowers at 9. Bears get 18, Cincinnati's 2nd, and a future 4th next season.
Yeah, it would suck. I don't want to go back to 18.
Oh, hold on just a moment. Because at number 10, the New York Jets do a New York Jets thing and select J.C. Latham, the tackle out of Alabama, who's gotten all kinds of steam. Apparently, he's the 2nd best tackle in this draft. I don't know if I agree.
The Bears really like him.
Okay, you're doing it for Willie Joe, okay, because he's an Alabama guy from Alabama. He's from Alabama, okay, and you get J.C. Latham. Does nothing for the Jets. Same old Jets. Once you're a Jet all the way, okay. So there it is. J.C. Latham at 10. All right, number 11.
11 is the Chargers picking in place of Minnesota.
Yep.
They get their wide receiver in Rome Odunze.
Wow. How about that? Odunze to 11. Pretty good, kid.
Pretty good,
All right,
kid.
12.
At 12, the Broncos panic. The absolute panic breaks out on the podium. The war room's going nuts. They don't want to make the pick here, but nobody's interested in moving up for 12. They know the Broncos need a quarterback. The Broncos can't afford to let the Raiders, picking right behind them, take a quarterback in the same division. So they panic select Bo Nix, quarterback out of Oregon, number 12.
Wow. They get Nix at 12. Who starts?
Zach Wilson or Bo Nix?
Well, who else do they have?
Zach
He just laid it
Wilson.
out. Yeah, that's it.
They don't have anyone else on the roster.
No, yeah, but I mean, if you had the druthers of those two, though, Cap.
Jarrett Stidham would be the other.
Stidham.
He'll be the starter.
Oh, God. Does he want to keep the job or not?
They're not paying him off. They owe him like $80 million more. He's going nowhere.
Stidham, Zach Wilson, Ben DiNucci. You know what that DiNucci thing is with Dallas? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, set this quarterbacks back about 40 years with that. So Bo Nix, 12. The panic by the Broncos. They need a quarterback. All right, 13.
The very angry Las Vegas Raiders, who now can't get Bo Nix, decide let's shore up our offensive line. They select Talise Fuaga out of Oregon State,
Fuagua.
the tackle.
Okay.
New Orleans, Laiatu Latu out of UCLA, edge rusher.
Leatu.
The Indianapolis Colts at 15 in need of a cornerback get Quinyon Mitchell, kid out of Toledo, who's fantastic. I know nobody has ever watched him, maybe ever even heard of him.
Nope.
This kid's awesome.
All right.
I actually think there is a chance that a team in the division could trade up there, the Detroit Lions, and try to get Quinyon Mitchell, but seems unlikely, so I didn't mock it through.
So, Ronnie, tell me a little bit about Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo.
I don't know who he is, Pat.
Did we ever see him before? Quinyon Mitchell. That's deep on the ESPN Plus roster on Saturday.
Correct.
So deep. Sorry. 16.
16, the Seahawks select Washington tackle, hometown kid, Troy Fatanu.
Troy Fatanu. Okay, 17.
17 is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who stay put. They need a corner. They need a defensive back. They get Terry and Arnold, the corner out of Alabama.
18.
18 is your Chicago Bears,
Yes.
where they get the guy they might have wanted at 9. Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, Texas.
So,
Yeah.
Cap.
I hate it. Shea's draft. Hate.
Okay. So, remember, getting out of 9 and getting to 18. At 9 would be the tight end from Georgia, Brock Bowers, going to Cincinnati, and the Bears get Murphy at 18.
Yeah, I don't like Shea's draft.
To be honest, Cap, this is a mix of what I would do and what I think is going to happen. It feels like Byron Murphy's going to be the guy if they go defense. As much as I would like Jared Verse, I feel like it's going to be Byron Murphy.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem getting a really good defensive player. That said, I made my point the other day that if I can move up and the price is next year's number 1 pick and the 9, obviously, and I'm getting Marvin Harrison, if that's the highest rated receiver on his board, that's a no freaking brainer.
I understand.
You win with superstars in this league.
But what about
superstars?
What about? Well, there's no question about that. What about the trade that Shea laid out there for you for the Bears to be at 18? You had is getting out of 9, going to 18, second round pick, and what was the other?
You get a 4th round pick in 2025.
Big freaking deal. No, I don't. I'm not moving for that. I'm not going all the way to 18.
Let me give you some players that are still on the board here as well. You got Olu Fashanu, Brian Thomas Jr., the wide receiver out of LSU, a lot of people like. Jerzon Newton, another interior player from Illinois. Jared Verse, the edge rusher out of Florida State. There's good players at 18. I know you're really hesitant, but
saying that there aren't, I prefer to go up and get a superstar.
what's it going to cost you? I'm not
year's
doing it.
one.
I don't think it's going to cost that. I'm not doing it for that.
You don't think it would cost next year's 1 to go from 9 to 3 to get Harrison in front of Arizona?
Who said anything about going to 3?
Me. I'm going to 3 to get Harrison.
Why wouldn't you go to 4?
Oh, if they're going to trade me 4, but it's still going to be a fortune.
Yeah, well, Cap, it'll be a run on quarterbacks 1, 2, 3 at the very least. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, as we talked about, first time ever, right?
Maybe.
Possibly, but you are going up. Yeah, it could be as high as 4 or 5.
I just need to know who's the highest rated receiver on Poll's board. I know for a fact that they love Malik Neighbors.
Because what you're ultimately saying is that if you go up and get Marvin Harrison, then you are, first of all, believing they're going to be in the playoffs, and secondly, they just will need a little seasoning. Like, you won't miss that first round pick in your view, right?
Not that I won't miss it. In my view, and all the research backs this up, 50% of first-round picks do not get to the second contract. 50%.
Even worse percentage with the Bears, right?
Correct. And if I indeed am as good as I think I'm going to be, I'm not telling you they're winning the Super Bowl, but I think they're going to be a 10-win football team for sure. I'm picking in the 20s. I'm not going to give up a pick in the 20s so I can get what everyone is saying is a generational player, and Kuiper and others have him the number one player in the entire draft. Waddle watched him, who I respect Tommy's knowledge of receivers more than anybody. He said, that guy's the best player I saw in college football. So I can have that guy on my team on a 5-year rookie deal, and, oh, heaven forbid, the 23rd pick in the first round next year I had to give up. F that. That's stupid.
Jay Moore.
Do you guys have a list of receivers that visited the Bears for their top 30?
Neighbors, Adunze, Xavier Worthy, and Marvin Harrison that I know of.
It's a nice list.
It is.
Well, it's the best that's on the board right now.
Correct.
At the wide receiver spot.
Correct.
Those 4.
Correct.
So, so you just heard that. We'll post that, Shea, the first of the mock drafts. This is just 1.0. 2.0 is tomorrow.
Mock draft 1.0. Well, tomorrow's going to be mock draft 2.0 and 3.0 and 4.0 with my Bears stand pat, Bears trade up, and Bears trade down. Mock draft.
All right, that'll be in this time slot in the at 8:15, 8:17 right here on ESPN 1.